Nazi zombies. Lock and load, gotta drop the clip. These Nazi zombies are coming too quick. No time to waste, we gotta kill these fools. We can't survive if we follow the rules. Rule 1, put your back to the wall. Rule number 2, don't trip and fall. Rule number 3, be accurate. Straight aim for the dome and unload the clip. Shoot from the hip if you have to. Making a fool of Nazi zombies. Soup my nuts, go bloop on your face for days. Teeth back a little bit, can't change my ways. I hate the Nazis, so do you. Let's kill them all and avenge the Jews. Till I'm dead and I'm taking them out with a bunch of hot lead all up in the mouth.
I did not listen to that far to the song when we were previewing that. Oh, that was
wow.
That got heavy real fast. Whoa, we were like, "Whoa, let's look for funny, silly song to start out the podcast." How about Nazi zombie rap?
Holy
that turned downright historical.
Oh my fucking god!
Does he know that this is a video game? I'm not sure if he knows this is not real.
It's a game where you get guns out of a box and you get a ray gun and shoot them. This is, oh my god. I thought it was going to peak
Rule
with
number 1, put your back to the wall.
What is it? I poop my balls? What the fuck does he say?
Balls on your face for days.
Does he have the lyrics here? No, there's no lyrics here.
No, that was off the dome, dude. You can't even,
wow.
Can't even record those. That
well,
that was so much better than I was expecting. It was gonna be.
Tonight we avenge the Jews.
Hit me with that sauce, brother. That is Nazi Zombies by Mr. Gangster on YouTube. Allegedly, again, like so much when you find a video with like 300 views on YouTube, like is it stolen? I don't know. That seems like too much production value for something that's original. It literally is too good to have only 300 views. But I don't know. Maybe Mr. Gangster is an undiscovered,
auteur.
Precocious, auteur. Welcome
well, that's
back.
Something, man.
That really is something. That's what happens when we do another episode within 3 weeks of the last one. Wild stuff tends to happen.
Yeah, I'm already sweaty.
That's... When you realize you're off the track on the Nazi Zombies song, you're like, oh, it's like you're like walking on a tightrope. You're like, oh.
We thought we had it. We were going to come in with a nice, mediocre, sort of middling opening song.
Yeah, we don't like to get overshadowed by the music, you know.
No.
We want to come in with our voices and save you. But yeah, I guess we should have expected that when the thumbnail for that song is just a giant swastika. Like there's no zombie element to the thumbnail. It's a huge swastika, and that's it.
The discrepancy between the thumbnail and the content of the song is so great. Where he's talking about how I hate the Nazis and you hate them too, let's avenge the Jews, does not line up with this insane thumbnail that he crafted for this. And he put it's not like he just found that image online. He also got like a little like one of those modulators or whatever, like something that shows like the waveform of the song or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So he went all the way through that process and he's like, yep, uploading this.
Hell yeah. I did so good rapping on that.
Holy shit. Well, I just lost every thought I had.
I feel like you're not avenging the Jews when you kill a zombie Nazi, by the way, because they're already dead. So you're actually getting double revenge. So it's not fair, really, if you kill them. Just saying.
Yeah, that's unethical.
It's unfair. It's okay. It's unbalanced.
Well, that's I
just completely erase your brain.
I have to go straight into something now because I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's a perfect piece of art on its own.
That stands alone. Yeah, we were looking at like music from Skillet and stuff before this, and
as we do, we're checking in on Skillet. What's Skillet up to?
Yeah, naturally. Well, Skillet's sort of just. I mean, they've always been like a Christian rock band, but now they're like into like comically parodic territory now. Like it's not even. Before you could listen to it and be like, okay, yeah, this is alluding to, stuff from the Bible, alluding to God or whatever. But they're just straight up making like country music about Jesus and how they love their family and their faith and stuff. Those are the two most important things.
Yeah. Happy D watched This Ugly Yet Beautiful World. It was cute. I liked how long it took to address the alien shit. The episode introducing the second girl was great. Yeah. It's pretty good.
We're making a change in the world. We're making a difference.
Yeah, bands like that. I never even knew what Skillet was. Like the first time it was actually, I think it was a stream we were doing. Remember that stream where what the fuck were we even doing? We were just listening to bad music for some reason. We were watching AMVs.
Oh yeah,
stream a really long time ago, and someone was like, "Yeah, remember Skillet?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And it, it's probably you were like, they did that, like that rip off of or that's the song that's the same song as Animal I Have Become by 3 Days Grace, and I was like, "What?" And I listened to it, and I was like, "What is this band? I've never heard of this." Apparently, big, sort of butt rockish, outfit. I remember there was this band that was in Guitar Hero, I think. What the fuck were they called? The Fall of Ideals.
What the fuck?
No, the album was called that. All That Remains, which was like a metal band, like a mid 2000s metal band.
Metalcore.
Yeah, metalcore, pretty much. Yeah. And I liked them because of they had Guitar Hero songs. It was like very basic metalcore, and I remember checking in on them like 6 or 7 years later, and they basically just made like almost country, like butt rock. It was like that's just kind of end up going down that path.
You either go dubstep or country. Those are the two routes that existed for like kind of butt rock bands at that point. Because
who's gone from butt rock to dubstep?
Disturbed did, right? Weren't they the ones that went? They went dubstep, or they're like a full on like stoner band now, right?
But they didn't make dubstep, did they?
Oh, Disturbed thing is like
they made a song about weed. I don't think they made.
Is that not a dubstep song?
No, it just sounds like Disturbed. I think you just made that up. That'd be awesome, though.
Oh, yeah, no. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No.
I just heard so Linkin Park got a new vocalist, which means that I can't make my documentary anymore.
Isn't it a lady?
Yeah, so it's a lady, and I heard some isolated vocals from. I'm gonna see if I can find them. That's probably worth listening to.
I heard a clip of that. I was like, yeah, this is like, I mean, it's she has like, I feel like there's a lot of women who have that like lady metal voice, like the gruff, like it's, people were going nuts over that, but I feel like this is like rock chick voice number 2.
Well, the thing is that it sounds like shit. It's the like if you put it side by side with like Chester Bennington's vocals versus her, it's not even fair because he was an extremely talented vocalist. Whatever, I can't even find it. I wish I had the thing in front of me here, but somebody was able to isolate the vocals, and she just doesn't have what it takes to keep up, which is crazy because Chester Bennington was a guy. So. Do you have anything you would like to cover before I talk about Megalopolis?
No, not really. No.
Okay, well, so I went and saw 2 movies on back-to-back days. I saw The Substance, which is the new Demi Moore movie, which is a body horror film. And I left the theater completely grossed out, and like. I couldn't believe what I had seen. I'm not like overly familiar with body horror as a genre. I've only seen probably maybe 5 movies in that space. And I was like I couldn't believe what I had witnessed. It's so fucking out there and insane. It goes to like, I guess it goes to like Tetsuo the Iron Man levels of like people turning into monsters and shit, basically. Sure. And but when I'm watching it, it still felt novel and interesting. And when I left, I'm like, man, that was crazy. I cannot wait to go see Megalopolis tomorrow. That's going to be equally nuts, I'm sure. And it was 10 times more insane than the whole body horror movie I just watched. We need to make sure that Francis Ford Coppola does not have dementia. He's
probably touched. He's probably got a little touch of it. How can you not? He's like 98 years old.
I had described the movie as being what did I say? Did I say Brazil?
Brazil. Something through the lens of Spy Kids, I remember. Oh, Idiocracy.
Yeah, no, I'm changing it from Idiocracy to fuck, hold on. I wrote this down somewhere.
This has been coming out for like ever, hasn't it? Like, when did they even start making this?
Well, so people had been
I'm sure the
worried
screenplay's
that
been around forever or some shit.
like people had quit this movie. Like that was like there was going to be a lot of there were a lot of people in the production who decided to quit, basically, like special effects people, production designers, makeup artists, things like that, where they're like, it's impossible to work with this guy. He is totally off the deep end. 1 second, sorry. Okay,
Coppola conceived the overall idea for Megalopolis towards the end of filming Apocalypse Now in 1977. So
yeah, so my official stance is it's Brazil meets Caligula viewed through a spy kid's lens, and then buried under about like 15 pounds of shit. I think titties? if you watch, yeah, there are titties.
Oh, nice.
I think if you watch this movie, you would want to crawl out of your own skin and die. This is it has.
Yeah, I was just like I was like texting you. You texted me about it, and then I saw you tweeting about it, and then immediately after your tweet, I saw someone say that apparently it is a movie about George Bush and Barack Obama teaming up to defeat Donald Trump. Is that correct? Is this accurate?
I think that if you take those as like the contemporaries, yes. But I think that the ideas are so broad in general that like you can put them on basically anybody, because the movie is saying the most brain dead obvious things that any movie could say, which is that like greed is bad, children are the future.
Wow.
You know, like progress is good. like this is like they're and the movie is it's angling to be Shakespearean in a number of ways, in terms of like it's got elements of Julius Caesar, it's got elements of Romeo and Juliet. Characters will talk not in iambic pentameter, but will talk in prose. They are quoting the most embarrassing thing in the entire movie. This is really very rough to watch. Is this sequence where one of the characters is at dinner and she stands up and to rebut somebody quotes Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. She just stands there and rattles off quotes from Meditations, which is
Wait, does she stand up 3 different times, or is it all in the same?
She's remained standing, and these are rebuttals to arguments, is that she keeps quoting Meditations. And it's like, can you get any more basic than that? Can you tread on topics and ideas that have been more well tread than like Marcus Aurelius and like you know, like just doing fucking Romeo and Juliet shit in 2024? Are we serious? Like, is this where we're at? And not like an entertaining sort of like, you know, God, how do I forgot I watched this movie, which was good. I was worried that this was going to pollute my brain for a while. And just moments before we went on, I'm like, oh my God, that's right. I watched fucking Megalopolis. I had ejected it from my brain entirely. Mm-hmm. It looks. I might even rescind my thing about it looking like Spy Kids. It looks more like Speed Racer, the Wachowski movie. Like
oh my God.
And that's not even hyperbole. Like there are sequences in the movie where it never looks great. It never clicks and looks like amazing and transcendental. Usually it looks like people in a green screen room or people in back lots or in a volume or something, right? But at its absolute worst, it's eye-searing in the way that only the Wachowskis managed to achieve over that brief period when they did Speed Racer, and then they did what was not Valerian. What was the other movie they did? What's the one with Channing
Jupiter
Tatum?
Ascending?
Jupiter Ascending-esque, yeah, but Jupiter Ascending looks better. It's not that even like the way that Jupiter Ascending looks is the problem with that movie exactly, but just a colossal epic failure. If anybody, I know there is no accounting for taste. I have tried to, over the last few years, temper exactly how I phrase these things. If anybody comes to you and tells you that they saw that movie and they're like, it's a masterpiece, they are lying and you cannot trust them. These are not trustworthy people. They have an ulterior motive of some kind, because there's no way anybody could watch that and actually say that it is anything other than complete dreck. And not even in like the way that I dislike Rogue One, because I hate the spirit of that movie. Like I hate and I think it's really shallow and like underwritten and like boring. Whereas this is a mammoth failure on every possible level. It looks like shit. The acting is all over the place. The only person in the entire movie that is really good, and I can say this definitively, he's really good in the movie, is Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is fucking
I knew
fantastic.
it was going to be him.
He's
yeah.
incredible.
He always does it, man.
Yeah. He knows exact, but like the Adam Driver has an accent sometimes that he doesn't have accent the other time, and whenever he has the accent, it's really jarring. It's like, what? Why is he talking like Orson Welles now? And like the same thing for the other lady who's
the
in the
French
movie. God damn, boy.
But Ethan, the visual language and total extravagance comes straight from a 1920s blockbuster, and in fact, the results can be a thrill, channeling the silent era's fearless scale and possibility, is what I think.
No. A movie that channels the scale and thrill of the silent era is the Lord of the Rings movie. Not this.
But there's nothing boring in Coppola's realization of this culminating drama, and none in Driver's declamatory enthusiasm.
No, there's certainly nothing boring, but it's deeply embarrassing, which is worse. It's worse to make something that is so clear in its intention, but obviously misses the mark so greatly. Like,
yeah, really. I'm just trying to. Even the positive reviews are like, yeah, it's a mess.
Mm-hmm. That was a movie where I sat down. I ordered beer in my seat,
mm-hmm.
and about 20 minutes in,
You've changed. You're ordering beer at the theater now instead of bringing in a flask.
Oh, I do that sometimes, but no. I drank a shot in the parking lot. I brought a little mini bottle of whiskey where I'm like, okay, here's a shot here. I'm gonna go in and have one beer, and that's like my 2 drinks for the movie. And then about 20 minutes into the movie, I'm like, this is not getting any better. I need another beer right now. And I pounded mine and got a second beer. And it barely helped.
Give me a beer stat. What kind of beer, sir? Well, I'm watching Megalopolis, so
the stiffest one you got, baby.
Yeah, he busts out the big boot.
So it's funny because I did like I think I mentioned this. I just saw Caligula in theaters recently, and Caligula is a much better movie than this. And Caligula is universally regarded as one of the greatest. Another movie that I saw in theaters recently, the fucking David Lynch's Dune, much better movie than this.
Damn.
It's. I would say this is the worst movie I have seen in theaters in my adult life. Just like from like a purely objective standpoint, like removing my own like sort of like, you know, masturbatory, whiny film nerd criticisms of like Knives Out and Midsummer, which were 2 movies I really hated, and then obviously Rogue One, which I despise as on like a principle level. Like I think I completely bounced off of it because I think it's got the wrong intentions and everything. This is a catastrophic failure. This is like, obviously this is not going to ruin the legacy of Francis Ford Coppola, because he's made nothing but garbage since like 1992 or whatever he put out that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how I was like, damn, Dracula's good. And I think that's his last good movie.
Yeah, over 30 years ago. It's been over 30
well
years.
Over 30.
It's been an entire half of his career since he made anything worth watching. And even then, it's like, if you look at his stuff from the 80s, it's like, I tried to watch The Outsiders. I did watch it. I did watch The Outsiders, and it's actually not very good. And
I never thought that was. They had us like watch that in school. I don't know why.
Because we read The Outsiders. We read the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, total disaster. I reiterate, if somebody comes to you and says like, no, you don't get it, they are an alien. They're either an alien, they're a pod person, they think you're stupid and they're trying to manipulate you. There's no way that anybody in good faith could say that they think that movie is a success. So, and it's borne out. The movie's made like $0. It made it's what $145 million in the hole right now or something.
That's not even that bad.
Negative $145 million.
I mean, movies lose like 500 million. You know, like that's not that crazy.
When he's self-funding it and liquidating his assets to pay for the movie and everything, I think it's.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, no, he's like sold a lot of his winery and like his fortune off to fund this movie, and yeah, no, you should definitely watch it with Steven if you can when it comes out, because it's. I think you guys would have a good time with how clearly inept it is, and how it's the ineptitude. It's like a Merkport level sort of like ineptitude reaching for something, you know, where they're
it does
like really
have a very Merkport feel to it. Yeah.
Oh, it totally does. Oh boy, does it ever! Because I didn't even describe the aesthetic of this movie. It's like,
I mean, it looks like green screen or blue screen hell. Yeah.
It's Art Nouveau, like steampunk with bioengineering and like, you know, bioorganic structures and shit. It's just.
I'm worried that either I or Steven will really like this movie.
There's no way it won't happen. It's not gonna happen. Don't fret.
What if I come back on the next episode and I'm like, I think that movie had actually like a really good style that it was going for that you didn't pick up on.
There's no way.
Because you're too cynical.
For all of Steven's faults.
You're just thinking about the lighting. All you care about is lighting. You weren't even paying attention to the writing.
For all of Steven's faults, Steven has seen a lot of movies. and there's no way he comes out of the other side and says, "Yup, that's one of the better movies I've seen in my life. That's a good movie."
Say that.
It's just not going to happen. There's no way. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Complete disaster.
We'll see.
I
don't know if I'll be able to watch it in the next month. Does it have any vampires in it?
I could make a joke. I could make a joke, but I'm so angry.
Yeah. Oh well, it sure does suck.
Yeah, there you go.
You are really mad. That's funny.
I shouldn't even be. Because like I knew it was gonna. I saw the trailer. Imagine the trailer, but 1,000 times worse. It's like. I wasn't even super excited, because you look at all the promo art for this and it's like, this is clearly gonna suck. And then
at least I'm sure it doesn't overstay its welcome. I'm sure it's nice and short, and sweet.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, I was straight up. I'm like, at 40 minutes in, I'm like, do I just leave? Because I have like the season ticket at my local theater, so I can just go see any movies I want for free.
Oh, nice.
So I could have just left without losing any money, really. I was like, okay, well, you know, I tried, and I needed to stick it out just to suffer through. And it's I have to watch it again. We should watch it together while I'm up there, because I'm going to be up at like the beginning of November. I'll do it.
Let's waste more of our short, precious time we have when you're visiting, watching another of the shittiest movies ever.
Yeah, but what else would be? That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing to do.
I know.
Oh boy. Well, so that's that.
That's fun.
Yeah. No. I blocked somebody on Twitter. I put my tweet out there, which my totally in shouting into the void, because nobody follows me on Twitter, so who cares? But I put my tweet up there about how this movie is shit, basically. And somebody replied with a tweet that was just like, taste, and it was like a bunch of screenshots of good reviews for the movie. Which how empty is your life? If that's something, how empty could your life be that you would go cape for this movie from Francis Ford Coppola that you almost certainly haven't seen, because I saw it on the first day that it opened, on like one of the earliest screenings, and just refer to an IGN review as a source of validation. Like
that's weird on multiple
fucking real
levels. Like, but also just like finding a random person to post that to, and not like. Yeah,
I wonder if it's like an astroturfing campaign.
Does it also? I also was reading that it ends on a new Pledge of Allegiance by Francis Ford Coppola about universal humanity and blah blah blah, the future and whatever.
Yeah, no, totally does. So
I have a DM. Wait, no, I don't.
the there are these interstitial title cards, or like sequence cards that come out through the movie. They're like, basically etched into stone, like, which is, can you get it's evoking biblical movies from the 60s, like biblical epics, where it's like, projecting information for the audience or whatever. But it's the cringiest, lamest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Hell yes.
Anyway,
I'm
God, I need to rewatch Apocalypto. I liked Apocalypto. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with. You didn't get it mixed up with Apocalypse Now, did you?
He definitely got it mixed up with Apocalypse Now. There's no doubt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They're both good, so
yeah,
can't go wrong. If you go to Netflix and you search for APOC, you'll find some good shit, I bet.
Yeah. So that's all I really had. Saw a couple of movies. Highly recommend watching The Substance if you want to watch a body horror movie, because you're a sicko.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm rarely in the mood for a body horror movie.
That's a rough
I don't
one.
know, it just never hits me. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, I need, what I need to see right now? It's that.
I couldn't believe how packed the theater was for The Substance.
Mm-hmm.
It's the basic concept of the movie is there is this chemical that allows people to duplicate themselves, and one of the versions of themselves is a younger version of themselves at like 20, and they can transfer their consciousness back and forth between the bodies, and they have to do so every week. And if they don't do so, then it starts to eat away at the original body, which is where the consciousness is stored. Body horror. That is
bodily horror. Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes to totally ludicrous places, and it feels like a Cronenberg movie, basically.
Yeah. So are there a lot of low brooding synths?
No, this is more high pitched squealing synths. Yeah, this is like total face fuck, sort of like overwhelming sensory overload.
It's not a bunch of like old, like normal looking people, like kind of just talking in like boardrooms until like crazy shit happens.
Which I love both of those.
Yeah, I do.
I love
watching when we watched Scanners, I was like, man, I really like how Cronenberg just uses like fucking old Canadian like guys, just businessmen. Yeah. Just has them talking.
You know who did that as well was John Carpenter in his movie in his like 80s output. What the hell is In the Mouth of Madness? Is that it?
That's like
early
90s.
No, not In the Mouth of Madness. Hold on.
Mid 90s. Except for like the leads, but
hold on. Prince of Darkness. Prince of Darkness is the movie I'm thinking of, which is like the most procedural, stripped back movie ever. It's presented very plainly, the way that The Exorcist is with William Friedkin, and the way that obviously the best movie ever made, Altered States, is presented that way too, where it's like, just if you get a bunch of really boring motherfuckers with dumb hair to sit around to talk about theory, when things happen on screen, it really is amplified. But anyway.
Oh man, God, like I never rewatch movies, and whenever I do, it's always like the weirdest fucking thing. Someone in a thread just posted a link to an MP4, and I clicked on it, and it was the entirety of Prometheus. And I just rewatched Prometheus. It was like 1 a.m. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this whole thing. And then I watched the whole thing. That was weird.
How did Prometheus?
What's that?
How did you like Prometheus?
What I will say is that like, when it came out, like, and I was in the same boat, and I do like that Red Letter Media video, and it is still funny, and I was saying all that same stuff, but it is actually kind of crazy how literally like every like thing that people bring up and every question they ask like in that video is explicitly addressed by the movie, and it actually makes a lot more sense than I thought it did. Like it's still just in terms of like the supposed like plot holes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that stuff actually isn't a big deal. But it's like it's like the characters are dumb. That's really the only problem, and it's a big problem. But the rest of it's actually really pretty good.
Just watched all of the Alien movies. She wanted to go see the newest. She had never seen the Alien. My mom.
Oh, well, that was not the answer I was expecting.
My mom just went and saw so she wanted to see the new Alien movie in theaters because it said it was good.
Okay.
So she watched all of the Alien movies to get to the place to get to the place where she could go see.
There aren't that many. Oh wait, I guess if she went through like 3 in Resurrection and shit.
I saved her from that. So
okay.
She watched 1, 2, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant.
Okay. Yeah.
And she had a perspective on which I think Prometheus is definitely an entertaining movie. It looks fucking amazing. There is not a set in the entire movie that doesn't look perfect.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that looks bad is what is it, Guy Pearce? Guy Pearce in the age makeup looks bad. Whatever.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous. But yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the future. Maybe old people look weird in the future.
My mom had this perspective of these people are really extremely intelligent and talented, but only in their own fields, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a lot of common sense, and that doesn't mean that they necessarily like are able to work together very well, which I thought was kind of insightful as far as like the way that she thought about the crew and their like combined incompetence, because it's like, well, they have poor leadership and they don't have.
They're out of their element.
They're also arrogant.
They're very excited. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, and also it's just like you have to kind of like you have to make them a little over the top because you're only with them for like half an hour until like they fucking die.
Yes.
So you have to make them a little too silly to like really pound stuff in. But there's stuff where it's like everyone was like, why did that scientist like he sees this alien and suddenly he's all like, oh, I want to like fucking touch this thing, even though you should normally be like really scared of it and run away. But they established this thing where like he's trying to impress this other guy because he feels like he's ignoring him. So it's like there's this like little brother relationship that they very quickly try to establish between them. It doesn't really work, but they try to do it, it has like themes, like it's multiple themes. It's good. There's like they integrate the stuff about about the aliens with like with the like meeting with like disappointing your parents or being disappointed to your parents. It's like conceptually it's all very, very smart.
So that is exactly how I feel about the next movie as well.
Oh really?
Which is Alien Covenant, which I actually quite enjoyed. I was expecting I didn't see it in theaters because I'm like, fucking Alien sequel, whatever, I'm not gonna see that. And then I watched it at home and I'm like, this is actually like a decent sequel to Prometheus and genuinely pretty entertaining. And it's got a lot more of the Michael Fassbender David character, which is one of my favorite parts of Prometheus is that character. Yeah. And but that movie also, it devolves into aliens are overrunning everything, total nonsense, but in a way that I found pleasurable.
Even the David character, it's like the stuff with, I don't know if you remember in Prometheus, him being obsessed with Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes,
and he's spent the entire space trip watching nothing but Lawrence of Arabia, and
I feel that
he does his hair like him, and he starts talking like him, and
great.
Because he's like he considers himself like a superior, being surrounded by a bunch of like weird primitive idiots. It's so good. There's good stuff in there.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's great, and he's great in the role, and like he gets it. I enjoyed Prometheus, and I think I might even be more fond of Alien Covenant, even though it's a slightly worse movie. But I like it. Anyway, I don't. No, that's great. I'm glad that you enjoyed that movie when you rewatched it. I'm like, I don't really rewatch movies that often anymore. I think the last movie I rewatched might have been 21, which is
I guess for me it was Madam Web.
That's true. Yeah, you did rewatch Madam Web. I trying to in my head decide whether Madam Web is a bigger failure than Megalopolis, and I think I have to give it to Megalopolis.
Yeah, I mean that is bigger stakes, you know.
Yeah, well, it's got the financial stakes, and also it's
huge
like
cast.
I expect more. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Whereas Madam Web is like they could swipe under the rug.
Also, just being called Megalopolis, like it's such a grand, sweeping, epic, huge title. You know, it's like if you fail at being Madam Web, that's like, oh no, my fucking my action figure fell apart. Ooh.
Oh no, I have shit on my shoe and I have to scrape it off on the grass.
Yeah.
You know, whereas in Megalopolis is my house is on fire. You know. Yeah, I remember like a decade ago, like reading Francis Ford Coppola's Wikipedia page because I'd seen all four of the 5 good movies he had ever made, and being like, oh man, I bet his Megalopolis movie would be sweet. And obviously, I had not seen anything beyond that. Like I'd seen The Outsiders when I was a kid and didn't think much of it. And then like I'm not going to watch One from the Heart, which was almost a similar sort of failure, where he does this. He does this.
Yeah.
Like this is like a thing we should have expected because he's done this several times throughout his career. But yeah, I can't wait to. We should watch that together. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. That's really all that's going on in my life. I'm just waiting for more information about my fucking my shoot out of the country later this year, and hanging on.
Sick. Oh, Happy D sent me a DM. He said, check out this example of prime modern day dubbing. We're going to talk about some dubs in this episode. This is a tweet. This is the My Hero Academia dub. I feel like they should have nailed that down by now. It's been going on for like 10 years. All right, what's this sound like? I don't even know who these characters are. God, there's too many characters in this fucking.
Like that was for realsies close. Hot is a total risk cake. You can't unalive that snack. I'd enter my grief era.
Okay. I don't even understand the last part of that. What was the... Like, I get... Okay, so she's supposed to be talking in slang. So they used, like... Yeah, okay. What is it?
Like that snack? I'd enter my grief era.
That's not... That's just the clip being distorted. I'd enter my...
Yeah.
Oh, grieve era? Is that what she's saying? I'd enter my grieve era? Grief?
Jeez, man.
Something like that. Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, people just don't get how to... do shit like this correctly. Like, I don't think Japan has slang that's like meant to be annoying on purpose. Like that's not an equivalent. Maybe they do. I doubt it though.
Piss real quick. Get another drink, and then I
That's
got
not Hillary
some thoughts.
Hagg, is it? She's still around? Hillary Hogg?
Definitely a hag of some kind.
What's that character's name? Happy Tees, you even know? You probably don't. I doubt you watch. I doubt you're 9 seasons into My Hero Academia. Let's see if we can figure it out. TV7. That's got to be the latest one, right? Episode 157. Oh my god. English cast. I guess I probably just think all dub women sound like Hillary Hogg. Yeah. Who does she sound like?
Riz cake. You can't unalive that snack. I'd enter my grief era.
What's her name? Oh, Kami Utsumushi. Okay. That's Minori Chihara. She's Japanese? Oh wait, no, that's the Japanese actress. Okay, that's Brittany Karbowski. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I ate a ton of bagels this week. I'm Brittany Karbowski. I'm saying.
So I think I talked about this like maybe a couple of months ago, but my cousin's kid, who's like slightly younger than me. I mean, I see he's 10 years younger than me, which seems slightly at this point, but he's 19.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend is pregnant.
Sick.
And so there, but my mom was talking about like, yeah, we're throwing a fucking, what is it, a bridal shower? Or no,
baby
not a
shower?
bridal shower, a baby shower. Yeah, so we're throwing a baby shower for this girl, and she's like, but there's this little, small detail of he had leukemia when he was young, and got chemoed like crazy, right? Like he went through like a bunch of rounds of chemotherapy, and apparently the doctor told his mom that he probably should. He's probably going to be infertile.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Mom, if this is the case, why won't this guy go right now to a fertility clinic and figure out if he's got swimmers? Like what do you like? Why are we throwing this fucking?
Well, I mean, you could just at this point you could just wait and test the baby.
Right, but why are we throwing a baby shower for this slut? When obviously I'm doing that. I'm being deliberately crass, but why are we like?
I mean, because it's like
all of these steps?
Because it doesn't really prove anything. If you go to a fertility and if it turns out if they say you have like a extremely low sperm count, then it's just like, oh, it's a miracle, like it doesn't really tell you much.
Okay, so I just think if he's got zero swimmers, which was my understanding,
I don't know, is it even possible to have zero? Like you're just gonna have like a really, really low number if you're like all chemoed up, probably.
They were saying that he will not be able to have kids. Was so
okay. Yeah, I'd probably at least.
19, I'm doing everything I possibly can before even going to my mom and being like, by the way, my girlfriend's pregnant. I'm like, I go to my dad and I'm like, Dad, can we go see if I've got swimmers, please?
I don't know if you need to ask your dad for that. But
I need to. Well, if you're 19, you don't have any money. He's working
how
at
much
fucking
could that cost?
He's working at Salvatore's, man. Like he barely has a car, like so.
If I found out I had no swimmers, I'd enter my grief era. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah, well, this is the only
Riz.
time. This is the only time that you want the no swimmers aura. It says during the period where you may have gotten a girl.
You do kind of have an out to be like, hey, wait a second, this had nothing to do with me.
Yeah. Which like I immediately, if it's even on the table, it's not mine. Like if it's even like a possibility, I'm instantaneously sprinting my ass to the nearest clinic to see if I buy a microscope off of Amazon.
Like you're just gonna be telling her, and then like a ladder is gonna come in, and you're just gonna like grab it and fly away in a helicopter, like waving at her. Yeah, it's not even gonna be.
I feel like that's some shit that Seto Kaiba would have done. I would be on that Seto Kaiba game. I've got a blue eyes white dragon shaped airplane lifting me off.
I have 0 blue eyes white dragons, and that's why I'm not taking care of this kid. I got none.
Yeah, no, I'm baffled, and obviously, like, this is none of my fucking business. but I'm like, somebody has to advocate for this young man. Somebody in his life needs to say, "Could we just go?" If I lived anywhere near him, and I would be like, "I will pick you up. No, we're gonna go get pizza in quotes, and I'm gonna take you to shoot some cum into a vial."
You just try to sneakily get some from him. Just like put him on the on the mechanical bull or something.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get a Sibium to stimulate your fucking prostate until you bust into this cup, and then this
is a routine procedure before paintball. They just have to put this in your rectum.
Yeah, this has been needlessly troubling for me.
Just go to the baby shower, and then just like as a present, like get her like a bottle of sunscreen for the baby, and be like, hey, he's gonna need sunscreen, right? Because of his.
I'm aware. I got picked up. Yo, I got it. No, I'm thinking. The baby accidentally. What's that over there? And then you punch her in the stomach, and then you're like, who did this to her? Who's done this? Yeah, or like maybe you just.
What if it does turn out to be a miracle baby? You just punch.
It's not a miracle. If it's 19, it's not a miracle. If another one will come along if it's divine providence for him to have a child.
No, man, it has to be this one. This is the magic baby.
I'm willing to jump on that. fucking grenade.
Every chemo guy gets one free baby from God.
This was, and then he's just shooting nothing but dust out of the tip.
Yeah.
Until the end of time. Damn. Yeah, no, I. That's the worst. If you're 19 years old, there's no conversation you want to have less than you've got your girlfriend pregnant, and it's probably yours. That's like the probably is the thing that makes it extra strength bad. You know?
It might be.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I was just talking to my mom about that today.
That's funny. That's a good sitcom episode in the making.
Yeah, and it really would be an awesome freeze frame at the end of the episode where it's you're not the father and the hands go in the air. Like that's great. I've been watching a lot of MASH.
Do a bicycle kick to the girlfriend as soon as you find out. His freeze frames on that. Kick to the chest.
God.
Woo!
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of MASH, so the suicide is painless theme comes on after. That's really all I had. I was gonna just basically talk about how I have this is said with complete affection because this is obviously me as well. There is a white trash component to my family. I'm about 50-50 split between like total fart sniffing sort of like northeasterner like blue blood, and then the other half is like redneck white trash. Like right down the middle, which is fun because I get to code switch. I get to walk between both worlds. Anyway, anything else?
Yeah, you're in one room like, oh, how was the game of what's bocce?
How was backgammon? Yeah,
how was the backgammon game going? And then you walk into the other room and you're like, you better thank a union worker. You better thank. Have you seen the clip of Kamala doing that?
No.
She's talking like MLK. She's like, and I tell you, you better thank a union worker. So
I would too. That would be so fun.
That must be the energy given back to you. Must be so awesome.
they were making fun of. Was it who the fuck is the Shapiro gentleman? Not the Ben Shapiro gentleman with
a different
with
Shapiro.
Big tits. Yeah, it was he was a congressman from, or was it governor of Pennsylvania? He was one of the potential.
Oh yeah,
VP nom. Yeah, and they're making fun of him because he just completely chomped Obama's flav when it comes to speech style. But like, why wouldn't you? It must feel great. It's gotta be awesome, man.
It'd just be Obama.
Being Obama in 2008. Oh my God! I mean, he must have been charged the fuck up because he could say anything with that tonality and like his sort of rhythm, and it would get the crowd exploding.
They love it.
Yeah. You know what else got the crowd exploding?
What's that?
Galaxy Fraulein Yuna.
Galaxy
the first two episodes.
Fraulein Yuna. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we decided to watch this because you really liked the promo art. It was on our watch list. I can't really remember why. I think maybe because we wanted to watch some really early JC Staff.
Yes.
I don't really know why that would be particularly notable. But yeah, we watched this. This is an OVA from 1995, a 2-episode OVA. There's another OVA from like 96 with another 3 episodes. But we're lazy and we wanted to get another cast out there before we start watching these fall seasonal shows. So we just watched a couple.
I think we got it too.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, I mean, maybe they really found their footing, and really
voice.
in the second one. But maybe we'll watch the next one if a Blu-ray ever comes out. Because one thing this really needs is a motherfucking Blu-ray, or at least something that is like deinterlaced properly.
This is like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
This really does, yeah.
It's a monster design and it's in front of a sort of like generic background with some glow to it.
Yeah, well, this is one of those series where you see a lot of, recycled, these designs that kind of like echo throughout all Japanese, a lot of anime. But yeah, this is created by a guy named Mika Akitaka. From Wikipedia, it says Galaxy Fraulein Yuna originated in 1992 when Red Company, in association with Hudson Soft, asked Mika Akitaka to create a video game for the PC Engine Super CD console. Akitaka was an established artist and mechanical designer, having worked on several Mobile Suit Gundam anime titles, including Zeta Gundam, War in the Pocket, and Stardust Memory. Now, it also says the specific origins of Yuna lie in Mika Akitaka's MS Girls artwork, which were featured in many anime-related magazines during the late 1980s and early 1990s, with MS standing for Mobile Suit. MS Girls was a collection of drawings of pretty girls dressed in Gundam-style power armor. It is generally acknowledged that his work on Yuna was an evolution of the MS Girls artwork. In fact, some of the original drawings in Mika Akitaka's book, The Worldwide Merchandise Division 2001 of Les MS Girls, bear a striking resemblance to characters in the Yuna universe. So basically, people liked this guy's cute Gundam girl drawing so much they just made a whole series out of it, which is kind of exactly what happened to you. You saw this and you were like, yeah, I want to watch that.
It is incredible that there is this much information about this totally unremarkable OVA from the 90s.
Somewhat, yeah. Mecha nerds are, a different breed. They'll categorize and they'll jot down every note on anything that's ever happened.
Hey, anybody who wept as the Library of Alexandria was burning totally wasted their energy, because we were going to fucking quadruple that with just stuff about like tangentially related Gundam content. Wow. So yeah, I liked the pretty girl in the artwork. I thought it was evocative of a specific era, and you can always get me with some good font.
Oh, happy to watch this in 2020. You might have recommended it to us then.
That sounds likely. Yeah.
Yeah, this directed Yorifusa Yamaguchi. I wasn't really able to find, but got a lot of episode director credits on a bunch of stuff. And we're watching this so that you can get closer to Jesus Christ, you said. And
yes. So I watched this earlier today. This is not we made the decision to not watch a lot of content. We decided to give ourselves a layup. We work really hard on this. I think it shows that we spend hundreds of hours on this podcast, which is why we've attained such an insane level of success. And we said, we're just going to do one for us. 2 episodes, in and out, about an hour total, Yeah,
this is one of the few podcasts where the episode is going to be longer than the thing we watched. So that's nice.
And I still just, there's a part of me that is so selfless that it's so willing to sacrifice for listeners that I thought it necessary to watch the dub of this.
You did, yeah.
And I messaged you gleefully earlier today where I'm like, oh my God, this dub is so bad. This is going to be really funny. Watch it. Did you watch this yesterday or the day before?
I watched this. No, I watched it today.
Okay. I did not know what I was getting myself in for. I thought it was going to be this sort of brief little oh, these voices are really annoying. That's funny. I did not anticipate a full hour of nonsensical, high-pitched babbling from these voice actresses. It is a cacophony of the worst voices that have ever been assembled to be in an anime production.
I was skimming through it. It seemed pretty standard to me. I don't know. Also to note, the Japanese dub is also pretty frantic and loud and annoying. So it might be pretty accurate, honestly. I mean, it does obviously have the dub problem, especially, particularly older dubs of all of the women being in their 50s. Straight
in
up.
their 50s and sounding the same. So it's
that
just
too,
hey, it's
a lot of them are
babbling.
low pitched too. Or they just sound like ladies.
No, but they're trying to get. It's specifically the main 2 girls are they're trying to get into the higher register. And it's so ear piercing. It's brutal to listen to.
Well, I mean, so yeah, we have our main character. She's Yuna. Yuna's first line in the show is It's like that's how she's introduced. But yeah, and then she has a friend / roommate. I don't know. They sleep in the same bed, named Yuri. I mean, just so you know, Yuri in the Japanese dub sounds like this.
Oh, that's bad. Okay,
so
okay. No,
it's pretty like, yeah.
Can you play back that whole thing in English with the English dub? Is that like early enough and on where you can?
Yeah,
is that a clip you took, or is
that was a clip? But I can find the
Okay.
English one right here. Yeah, it's right. Wait, where'd it go? Was that episode 2? Oh no, here it is.
We haven't been shopping in forever.
Oh, she has an accent too. She has like a weird.
Shopping in forever.
That's like a. Is that an Asian accent?
So let's kick up our heels and have fun. Wow! Wow, that! I'm hungry!
That's like, as like on an objective level for voice acting, that might actually be better. Like, is it more or less annoying? I'm not really sure.
Oh, Heron. It's just like I can't understand a goddamn thing she's saying with this like insane wailing. Like I can't fucking parse what she's saying.
Yeah,
like there were so many lines that I'm like, I'm not gonna go back and listen to that again. You know, like god damn.
Okay, so you didn't like the dub then?
No, the dub is quite poor.
Mm-hmm.
If not, at least with the sub, I could turn the volume down and just read. You know, with this, I have to listen to this loud enough to understand. There
was one, and you watched the whole thing, so maybe she doesn't keep this up. But there was the girl who plays Misaki in the English dub. I thought her voice was kind of hot. She has this kind of huskiness to it. Here, I have a clip.
Yeah, play a little bit.
Yes, I've been concerned about her.
This is a type of voice. I've heard this.
Nasal.
That is not nasally at all. What are you talking about?
Oh, run it back.
It's like she talks with her mouth mostly closed or something. Like, you know, she's like talking through her teeth, and I can't put my finger on it, but like I've heard this type of voice before, and I like this type of voice.
Yes, I've been concerned about her. Have you noticed anything different about her lately?
You can hear a lot of fucking sound coming out of that nostril there, but like this is like a phone sex operator kind of voice. This is
yeah, that's like 80s hot girl voice. I kind of like it. It does sound familiar. Yeah, I know. I mean, she kind of sounds. No, I lost it. I don't know. But then, I also noticed this. This is the only other clip I have. I also noticed this. This is a very funny piece of writing here.
Yuna is certainly not the type of person who can hide or be ingenuous.
Ingenuous.
That I had to Google it. I'm like
that's definitely not correct.
It is a thing you can say, but nobody has ever said it.
No, you don't. No, it doesn't even make sense in that context because she's trying to say disingenuous. What they mean is disingenuous.
Right. I was like, I'm just like, is ingenuous even a word? Was the thing that I was wondering about.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like, it is technically
a word,
but
they used it wrong.
No one has ever, which is crazy. Like how disingenuous is like the most SAT word ever. It's like you can't get out of fucking high school without doing disingenuous.
They just didn't have they didn't have enough lip flaps for it. They were just like, just say ingenuous. It still has a negating prefix. It's the same thing.
How about deceptive? Well, yeah, how about like anything?
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Odd choice.
That was wild. Yeah, it's funny that you came across that because like that's just one little sliver.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is this is like, you know, this is a very low stakes, you know, series, little OVA here because like it's you know, it's basically just comedic. It's very silly. It basically like, you know, it starts us out like Yuna has previous adventures. They act like I think deliberately acts like you're just like jumping into the middle of a series, like they're referencing.
Did you listen to any of the intro that was given in the English dub?
Not
where
in the English dub.
They have a narrator who's explaining the character. Maybe we should play some of that narration.
Oh yeah, I mean I remember it, just not the English. Why? What's he say?
He's got.
Okay.
According to the ancient text.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I don't know why. Why did he put? He could. It's just a normal guy's voice in Japanese. Like that's just a guy.
Yeah, that's like
there
a
exists somewhere in this endless universe
He's just fucking around.
a champion of the light who carries on the never-ending battle against evil.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great stuff. This is a shameless Sailor Moon wannabe. This is having seen a lot of Sailor Moon. This is like
you think so?
very, very desperately trying to be like a Sailor Moon type show. Yeah, absolutely.
What is Sailor Moon about it?
It's like the things that she wants to do and like the dynamic she has with her friend character, or like that's like a Sailor Moon. She wants to go to the mall and go shopping, and then her friend is like annoying, and she's kind of ditzy and blonde and kind of airheaded. At one point, one of the characters comes to rescue her and throws a rose onto the ground to indicate that they're showing up, which is very much Tuxedo Mask. This just feels like it's trying to ride that Sailor Moon success to me.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway.
Yeah, but she's like, I don't even know what she does. I mean, I know that she pilots a robot, she saves the galaxy or whatever, but also she's in competitions where she does like space robot themed like tricks. Like the first scene is her frying an egg with the robot. I don't even know how she fried that egg.
It's like an exhibition. One of her guns maybe or something. Yeah. She's very pleased with the fact she was able to cook an egg, even though they basically turned her as a hero into like an entertainment thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is the girl who saved the universe twice, and now she's put on like a road show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's also this celebrity that she's obsessed with named what's her name? Paulina?
Paulina?
Yeah, Paulina.
Yeah.
And I like that we go from like this just to like the late for school opening, where she's just like, oh no, my alarm clock, and then I put my uniform on, I run to school. Her friend's thing is that she eats. That's it.
She loves to eat. This is the best character in the show.
Yeah. She eats so much. She eats so much.
Every chance she gets, even stuff that's not hers. Can you believe it?
I cannot. No.
That's an absurd amount of food. That's just a good-looking girl. I mean, that's just a good-looking face. Yeah, that's great. Come on.
Good faces.
You're going to deny that?
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, there's that girl, and then we've also there's a bunch of people in space. This lady looks familiar. She looks like someone out of Dot Hack or so. I swear I've seen her before. I don't know. That was bothering me. I was like, where the fuck have I seen this fucking lady?
Yeah, something about the headwear and then like the
eye shadow
markings.
Or the whatever it's called. Yeah, the eye black. Yeah, and she wakes Yuna up by blowing up the city next to her. It's very cartoonish. They go to school, and then there's also a cool dark-haired girl. That was the girl whose voice I was playing earlier. I just called her Homura in my head for the entire,
sure,
because she's just a Homura, even though she came first. I don't know how long Homuras have been around. Like how many Homuras have there been? Like, is this an early example of a Homura? I don't know. It seems like this was probably already a kind of
troubled dark-haired girl who understands more than the main character. I mean, that seems like a classic trope. Yeah.
Do they have that in Sailor Moon?
It's amazing that we don't know anything. It's incredible that we've seen this much without understanding a goddamn thing.
I mean, we're getting into pretty niche specific, like how long has this exact character trope been around? Like, I'm sure you could find like European novels who have basically a Homura, but like I'm trying to figure out like when it really inserted itself into shoujo anime. Yeah. That's not like knowing directors of Gundams or whatever.
Yeah, well, this is that's probably an entire semester if you're going for like a bullshit PhD.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're going for like a completely worthless arts PhD, like in like pop culture studies or something. Yeah, you could probably get a master's thesis on the Homura, the history of the Homura character.
Queering the Homura.
You don't have to. That doesn't take much. That's.
Yeah, I'm using
a great looking face.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also similar. I'm wondering. There's a lot of like Yuri implications / jokes.
Yeah, some girl lust.
Some girl lust happening. I was like, I feel like mid '90s that wasn't as popular. Like how novel was this at the time? I feel like normally you'd have a show like this and she would have a boy that she liked or something. So
that was my main takeaways. I'm like, this seems like it's got a little bit more edge than a Sailor Moon, just because girls like girls, and obviously Sailor Moon does got some girl liking girls, but it's not the main character. You don't got the main character fantasizing about another girl liking her.
Yeah. They got a hot teacher. She's like an oh-ho-ho lady. And what else is going on? So the main,
look at how wide that face is. This is
gotta
awesome.
fill that whole frame. The main plot here is that this lady named Fraulein D is trying to have Yuna executed by framing her to like the Space Council of Elders. Because she's evil. That's it. Like I said, very, very low stakes. Like very, really keeping it simple here. Here she is. She's fantasizing about Homura. There's also, I liked this bit where she gets hit with a golf ball, and then the teacher, like she has a golf outfit on all of a sudden, and then to do the bit where like they wheel the background away from her.
This is very cartoon.
It's extremely
very Roadrunner.
Something like that, yeah. Or like I don't know, Animaniacs would do that or something probably.
Right, yeah. They're taking some inspiration from Western media here for sure. There's no doubt on that.
Maybe. Did I got more Homer here? There's a lot of there's a lot of good space silhouettes and crazy space architecture, like this.
We didn't get enough of this, and I didn't quite understand exactly how it all fit in.
No, I have no idea where anything is or who is on what. I feel like the villain and like everyone else is all on the same ship because they're always just like there. There's no like shot. There's no shots of them like going from one place to the other or busting in, like breaking into somewhere. I was like I don't know what was going on there, but they drew some neat stuff.
I'm glad that we're on the same page here.
Yeah. Jesus, stop fucking dropping shit. Holy fuck, man.
Fucking shit. Hold on.
Oh my god. No, we're not going to stop drinking on the podcast.
I'm back.
What did you do?
I accidentally I kicked a cable which knocked a speaker off my desk.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This has been happening a lot recently.
Wait, no it hasn't. Why?
Yes, it has.
Oh my god.
Why has
you have
it
to move
happened?
that cable?
There's nowhere else to put it. I could
tape it.
I could tape. Yeah. I was thinking about taping it, but I put it back up there. I put it back up there.
That would take several seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. They would have. I just had to remember not to kick it anymore.
I have to remember to not absent-mindedly kick it while I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through my notes here. I'm trying to get to my screenshot of the part that I'm looking for. Did you notice? That's a cool shot. There's eye catch there. Oh, did you notice this little thing on the
Jeff Beck? Yeah, I noticed Jeff
Beck. I was like, why Jeff Beck? What is it with Japan and Jeff Beck?
Why have I been seeing Jeff Beck so much? Because I saw Jeff Beck live one time because Tim wanted to go see Jeff Beck and he had nobody else that would go see Jeff Beck with him. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Jeff Beck with you, Tim. And you know what? It was a pretty fun show. How is Jeff Beck showing up in so many places?
Jeff Beck?
What Jeff Beck was in the Yardbirds? Like, what else did he do?
He's just famous for being a guitarist. Yeah, he's like Yngwie Malmsteen or like Buckethead,
Steve Vai or Bucket. Yeah, like there you could just be so good at guitar that you have to be kind of famous. Like I guess
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know what the one above him is. Like, is that what is that even? Is that another Easter egg?
Jihad? It says
I thought it
jihad.
said lack dad or something.
Yeah, no, I don't think that one says anything. But that one definitely just says Jeff Beck, which like just put the K there at that point. You know,
That'd be
like
too
what
obvious, man. That's not cool.
Yeah. What?
How does it mean?
What? I'm gonna look.
I was looking for
Jeff
gold.
Beck.
I'm looking for ciphers and clues and everything now.
Yeah, Jeff Beck, English guitarist, died 2023. Okay, let's see.
Oh damn, Jeff Beck's dead.
Yeah, he died last year. Yeah.
Oh my god, he died. He just died. Oh man.
Yeah. Now I get to lord it over your head that I saw him play live, and you're in a lament that you never got to do that. Yeah. I saw.
I didn't necessarily want to see him, but I just didn't. I was not expecting that. Looking
at
IMDb,
if you had seen him, you wouldn't be saying that.
I could find. Wow, one of the first Homerists. Interesting.
The Yardbirds are an English rock band formed in London in 1963. The band started the careers of three of rock's most famous guitarists: Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
See, I'm not enough of a boomer. I don't know this lore, but that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
They also, you can't have that many amazing guitarists in one band. That's probably why I assume they stopped.
Why they killed Jeff Beck.
That's why they killed him. Yeah, he was too good.
Yeah,
too good at riffing.
She loves to eat. That's so me.
Yeah, that's me when I see food. Me when I'm hungry and I see food.
It's very relatable.
Dude, I'm gonna start making memes. Fuck this work shit. Fuck this job.
Yeah, you could make $20 million a year just stealing other people's content.
Yeah.
The lowest effort level of internet influencer meme stuff you can get into. Like if you wanted to make
just doing ads for like food places, you're like, this place says they have the best, like there's a whole type of there's a whole genre of people who are like, I've heard it's always like a really specific thing. They're like, I heard this is the best garlic parmesan sandwich in the Upper East Side, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a really big claim, so I had to go there and try it for myself.
Exactly.
And I'm not gonna lie, guys, on cap, no god, fur, Riz Daddy, it actually totally was.
I'm not gonna lie, it's high-key bussin'. Yeah.
Do you also hate all of the food YouTubers that you watch their stuff?
Yeah.
Because I hate all.
If I see one more motherfucker make a big funny joke about how Worcestershire is difficult to pronounce and pretend it's difficult to pronounce, you're gonna end up on my fucking. You're gonna end up on my fucking Wikipedia page. Okay?
You just made the list.
It's not fucking funny that you're pretending not to know how to pronounce a fucking word. Oh my god! If that same fucking joke every fucking time, man.
There's this guy that I follow on YouTube that I can't stand him or his humor, but I cannot stop watching him. Which it's called gang stalking. No, it's
I can't stop guest hosting their show.
No, I can't stop obviously being the host of the show.
Okay.
I can't.
We're back to this.
Yeah. It's been about 3 years.
Who spent $100 on renewing the domain 2 days ago?
Who told you to do it?
No one. That's why I'm in charge. No one told me to do it.
You don't remember. He doesn't remember. Damn, where would you be lost without me?
You're the one sending me the email reminders like domain will expire in 24 hours.
No, but this guy he's going through. It's like a one of those train stop areas in Japan, you know, where it's like a big juncture.
It's not the guy who does that terrible voice where he's like, I went to this stop when I went. Is that guy?
Oh yeah, that's him. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking hate the way that guy talks.
Oh, he makes
so much.
Oh yeah.
It's the worst. That guy is the fucking worst.
It was actually pretty good. It's
hard to imitate it, even though it's seems like it would be easy, but it's like it's so smugly like calm. It's so annoying. It's impossible.
It's the world that we're living in actually sucks. But for a moment, this food made me feel pretty good. It's which we need to really get to a place where why does everybody think that the world sucks total ass? Could you imagine being a person who was like around in 1870 and dropping them into this world and being like, everyone's such a mopey fucking bitch all the time. Holy fucking shit! In like this, I think it's influencers who like their whole aesthetic is like depression basically, and it's like, man, just tell me about the goddamn ramen you.
Well, that guy's not even. I don't even think that guy's trying to sound depressed. I think he's trying to be like contemplative.
That guy comes across like he's trying to be depressed to me.
Yeah, you
like
think so?
he's trying to be like over it and like, yeah, I wish I was at home playing Persona. You know, like that kind of shit. Like rather
Sometimes
than
you come across something that you just have to try. So I gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right. You know that guy. It's that guy. I don't know his name. I've seen all of his videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he sucks.
That's
but I've seen him all, and I'm not going to stop watching him. So. Yeah.
What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. We're talking about this pretty silly 2-episode OVA.
Yeah, Yuri's voice was really getting to me. The bad guys are trying to lure Yuna in using Polaroids of Paulina. But then she gets sidetracked looking for a girl's lost puppy. So much stuff happens for like 5 seconds at a time in this first episode. It's just like,
yeah,
it's very
specifically
frantic.
In the first one
Yes.
in particular.
Yeah. It's just like they're just going everywhere, just doing fucking whatever. And it really just like, it's a little anticlimactic at the end. She also like, what's the purpose of this friend? Her name is Shiori. And like, I couldn't tell if she's supposed to be like sleepy or if she's like in slow motion or if she's just actually like retarded.
Play the English dub for her if you could, please.
Oh yeah, I want to know what she sounds like.
Yeah, the English dub. I'll let you listen to it and interpret.
Okay, so she should be somewhere around. Oh yeah, here she is.
Chan, come out!
Looking for the dog.
If you come out, I'll give you a big sweet potato. Hey, Yuna. Hi, Shiori. Have you seen a little puppy around here?
A puppy? Well, I've been having a cup of tea all morning, and I think, well, I'm not really
They do have the same voice. Yeah, this is the same lady.
sure.
Did you see it?
Maybe or maybe not. I'm not really sure about that.
Oh,
She's
God.
so angry.
And this screaming. Oh, the screaming. God. It made me want to drill my fucking brain out. It made me want to fucking put a power gel on my forehead and just go through it until it comes out the back. Yeah, no, she's supposed to... I interpreted her as being, like, donny or kind of, like, ditzy, you know? Like...
Yeah, she's just like... She's like airheaded in the way where she just, like... She's always operating at the same pace, which is very slow.
She's like a Luna Lovegood from
Oh,
Harry
yeah.
Potter.
Sure, but less eccentric.
Yeah.
So that she's just in there for no reason. I don't know if she does anything.
Doesn't do anything.
And
cute dog.
Yeah, nice dog. And then at the end, everybody in the town saves Yuna from a whirlpool.
And it's not a hyperbole. It is everybody. Because in the next episode, they talk about how they were not harmed because they were not in the city when it exploded, because they were all helping her save this dog. It's like...
But didn't it explode earlier in the day when the laser destroyed them as her morning wake-up alarm?
Well, no, this is when the big mech went and destroyed the town.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
when they're trying to
a laser destroyed some city. I don't know what that was.
These people are fucked up. These people they're all fucked up.
There's a very, very brief boat chase. You know,
look
like it's
at
just like
look at those great faces.
There's stuff happening. Yeah, it's good. Oh,
I like these two. I like these two. These two up to no good. They're such nefarious girls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Boneheaded goons. Yeah, then they all and then sometimes they transform and they have like mech girl suits, you know.
I saw a stray dog on the side of the road the other day and I couldn't do anything about it because I had to go to work.
I was driving home in the rain and there was an orange kitten like limping on the side of the road and I was like,
no.
I should have stopped for that. But I'd already like gone like, 100 yards and there was someone right behind me, so I was like, ah. It's like
the kid's mom will figure it out. But like,
also, it would have run away from me. It's like not much I could do.
Probably. Right. So the same day, I'm driving to this gig, and I'm on the way there, and I see this. I can't believe this dog hasn't already been like. I don't see stray dogs often. This is on like the side of the highway. This thing's all skin and bones, and it's like running along looking for food or whatever. And I'm like, it's crazy that this dog hasn't already been taken care of. But I obviously couldn't do anything about it. And then later that same night, when I was leaving the gig on the premises, there was this stray cat, that was obviously also underfed. And I like, as soon as the gig was over, I went out and like tried to get the cat to come to be comfortable with me, which is impossible if you don't have food. If you don't have food, it's not going to happen. But I still had to try. And even if I did get the cat, like, what was I going to do? Put the cat into my car, drive an hour and 20 minutes back to my house and put it in my bathroom, and then wait till it was Saturday at this point. It's like, I'm going to wait until Monday to take it to a shelter. Yeah, right, exactly. I have flea medication. I could have just given it a bath, but then it's like, what if it's got a fucking disease and I'm exposing my cat to a disease? And it's like, it's one of those things where you're like, I would love to help, but it's actually just too difficult to help. It's impossible. So yeah, but you still feel shitty about it.
Yeah, if anyone stays at the was it the Holiday Inn in Dixon, Tennessee, there was a cute cat who meowed at me a bunch in the parking lot, and I almost took it home, but I was like, I'm not putting this cat in my car and driving for 12 hours. So if you see that little fella, give him some salmon.
Yeah, cat's doing fine.
Yeah, there's definitely people walking into that hotel with some leftover fries from wherever they went.
There's just enough like 20-something-year-old girls in the world who are willing to just like expose themselves to disease to take care of any stray animal.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
fine. They're the saviors of all stray animals. Is the just recent college graduate. Anyway,
maybe it was the Quality Inn. Wait, no, that doesn't sound right. I don't remember.
I'm gonna get another drink. I gotta get another drink. I'm gonna talk about this Fraulein.
Fraulein. What is a Fraulein, even? Now that I think about it. It's gotta be German. Oh, I think it was the Holiday Inn. Was it the Holiday Inn Express? No, now I can't remember. Fuck. Or was it my first time there? Maybe it was the Econo Lodge. I don't know. Yeah, what's Fraulein? Fraulein. Wait, this isn't an English word, is it? What? Oh, German language honorific for unmarried women. Oh, okay. All right. So it's like wait, we have a word for that, don't we? Like no, that's not it.
I got my hair cut. Oh, God.
No, you go ahead. What happened?
I got my hair cut by a lady today that like was so Louisiana and I couldn't understand what she was saying. And usually I'm really good at like parsing. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, Happy. Why did you share this with me?
Oh no, what did you say?
Why did you share this story with us? Keep that to yourself. Oh my God.
Oh no. God.
Yeah, I lived in the country when I was a kid too, and like we lost a couple of guinea pigs, and we lost a kitten.
Well, you didn't lose a guinea pig to a hawk.
We don't know what it was. Like, but it was definitely.
It wasn't outside, was it?
It was outside. Yeah.
Why was your guinea pig outside?
Because we had guinea pigs for a long while that like we could put them out in like we put the cage outside, we covered the cage and left them out in the backyard like in the grass, and like everything was fine. And then like we got another round of guinea pigs once those ones had passed on, and they got snatched up. I guess they were just small enough to where the predators wanted them. Yeah, there was a kitten as well. There was a kitten that got snatched by something. We don't know what. But it,
Don't fishers get grab cats?
I'm not sure.
I think they might.
Not sure. Well, that's traumatizing, Happy D. Yeah, but I feel you. I was there.
I don't know how you're so happy D, carrying that with you. I was looking up what a Fraulein is. It's the German language honorific for unmarried woman, comparable to Miss in English and Mademoiselle in French.
I'll have to keep that in mind when I go to Austria, so I can ask where all the Frauleins are.
Yeah, where the Fraulein?
When I go to the bar,
where the Fraulein's at? Ooga booga.
give me them Frauleins.
Mm-hmm.
There's an American here who's here for what's called reparations.
Yeah. Honestly,
yeah.
We spent a lot of money on you guys.
Yeah, it's either we kill some Nazi zombies because I hate Nazis and you do too, or I fucking fuck all your hoes.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna talk about my haircut I had today, which was I had my haircut by a lady who was so Louisianan, couldn't understand anything she said at all. But
we're gonna make a nice roux in your hair. Wait till it's dark chocolate brown like a Hershey bar. Then we're gonna toss in your holy trinity. Oh. That's green bell peppers, that's celery, and that's onion.
Watch your sister sauce. We gotta get the watch your sister sauce in there.
Yep, that's so funny. I can't say it.
Oh, I'm pissing my pants. I'm pissing my pants over the fact that this word that is slightly complicated, even though we all use. I can't understand
the concept of a word that is spelled differently than it sounds.
Unbelievable.
There's no other words like this. Oh my good lordy lord! I cannot pronounce Worcestershire. That's so fucking difficult. Anyways, go on.
But her vibe was good. So like anytime she said anything, it was reassuring and warm and affectionate. It was like truly the language barrier did not keep us from resonating on the same frequency, which was very pleasant. It was a great time getting my hair cut.
She's just talking about like Santeria to you. She's like, you got the devil in you, boy, and you're like,
wouldn't it be the fucking first time a black lady told me I had the devil in me? Jesus. I'll never forget that lady from the goddamn DMV told my fucking mama I had the devil's eyes. Unbelievable.
That's not true.
What the? Have I not talked about this?
There's no way. You're just reciting. This is a scene from The Omen. This isn't a thing that happened to you.
This is not.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Are you joking?
What?
Okay, you know the next town over where the DMV was. You know the one that the one.
Is it the one I would go to? Yeah, on the lake.
This is the one on the lake. It's the rival school from the school that we went to, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Starts with a C.
Yeah.
That town. I went to that DMV when I was 16 years old. I got my learner's permit, and then I went there to get my driver's license. And when the lady behind the counter took my photo for the driver's license, she looked down at the camera, then looked up at my mom and laughed, and she said, "Your boy has got the devil's eyes." And then she looked back down into the camera and took my photo. I swear to God, I've told you this before.
I do not remember that, dude. That's fucking crazy.
100%.
I mean, that just
I'll
means,
call my mom.
That just means that you have like not brown eyes, doesn't it? Like, do you have brown eyes? I don't even remember what color your eyes are.
No, they're piercing blue.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's what she means.
If you look at my photo from that day, I can't say she's entirely wrong, but it's not something you're supposed to say out loud.
That's a crazy to a 16-year-old. Like that could really change some events.
Oh, it did. Yeah. Wow. I could have sworn I talked about this.
No, dude, I've never heard that.
I don't know what it is, but anytime I go anywhere with my mom, whenever I go anywhere with my mom, somebody ends up saying some fucked up shit about me.
That is so insane.
I'll ask my mom about it next time that I'm up home. But no.
Like that's just how do you even react to that? I don't even know what I would say to that now.
It's like a sequence from a movie.
Yeah, like that's like a Woody Allen. I haven't seen a Woody Allen movie, but I feel like that's just like if you're painting yourself as like an unfortunate nebbish, like weird guy, you're just getting like sassed at by big black ladies in random places, and you're just like, what?
I am 16 years old, already feel like shit about myself. Like,
it is kind of cool to have the devil's eyes, though.
No, not when you're slightly overweight.
You don't want boring eyes. I don't know.
If you're slightly overweight, you want the most boring eyes you could possibly have.
Maybe it's an expression that means something innocent, like the devil's beating his wife. It just means like it's raining while it's sunny.
That would be. I don't think that's the case. I think that lady looked at my, admittedly, kind of terrifying looking brows and eyes at the time, and it made the judgment call that it was worth conveying this to my mother.
Devil in one's eyes, a look that reflects an underlying trait that is associated with the devil. Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't really...
Yeah, very literal. Don't even write that. Who the fuck even put that down?
This one says devil's eyes is when a man or woman, mostly a man, looks at their lover in a way that tells them without words that they will do naughty things to them. So maybe she was horny, actually.
I was fucking bricked up while getting my photo taken at the DMV.
You're like, oh, God, flex your thigh muscles.
I've got that photo somewhere. I'll send it to you at some point. But it's no.
Yeah, maybe she's right. I want to see.
She's kind of right.
Okay.
She's kind of right. She's kind of right. It's just it's a little out of pocket to say that.
I mean, yeah, it's just you probably just get used to like you just like say shit to people when you work for the state and you just like can't really meaningfully get fired in any way.
Yeah, you can't. Oh no, they have to put you in the back where you make the same amount of money but you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah, could have sworn I had talked about that.
That's the best story ever. I can't believe that you haven't said that.
Yeah. People have to remind me some of the situations I've been in before, where like people will tell me about like, oh, do you remember this time where this happened? I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember that, and it's the most ridiculous, crazy scenario that I barely recall because it's like because when I was 16 a woman told me that I had the devil's eyes, so like everything after that's pretty mundane. God, man.
Anyways, this show the second episode's kind of boring because it's just her being captured the whole time. There is a funny scene where she gets like brought to trial, and she doesn't even know what's going on, so she's explaining Polly Pocket, whatever her name is, Paulina, to like the Council of Elders. Who is this lady? Where is this lady from? God.
I like the sequence where she's explaining Paulina.
That's funny
because it's very the way that they react to this is very real because they all understand immediately that clearly she's not any sort of intergalactic threat, which is exactly the way that would actually unfold in real life, where you bring a child into this like Senate room and they don't have anything they could talk about other than the stuff they like, and they're like, oh, clearly this person is actually not a real threat.
But then they sentence her. They sentence her to the ultra black hole.
Well, there's some coercion at play there. It's not like they're.
Well, yeah.
They're being manipulated. Anyway.
Sure. But yeah, being exiled to the ultra black hole is funny. I think. And then everyone comes to rescue her. And then there's this is the bad guy. I think it really does act like there has been previous material. Like there's like almost flashbacks. I actually did check. Like I did download the first OVA, right?
Right. Yeah.
I was like, this is weird. But then all these people show up, and you're like, it again exacerbates that feeling of like there's been stuff before, because you're like, who the fuck are all these people? And it turns out I think it's just all the characters who I guess can just all transform into robot mech.
They all show up to help her. They all show up at once, and then when is it the end of the episode or like the OP where they all they present all of these girls on the screen at once as if we're supposed to be able to distinguish them in any way.
Yeah, like they're already like kind of drawn differently because they're probably like drawn by different people who can do like the mecha stuff. And like there's a henshin sequence where Yuna transforms, and the quality difference. Oh, and also Paulina shows up. It turns out she's real. She's not just a TV star. But yeah, like the quality difference between like the henshin sequence and then it cuts to just her standing there is like, is very funny. Here's Yuri. She finally transforms. You're like, oh, she's not just like a hungry girl. She's like, she can do stuff. They never even talk about this. It turns out everyone's a space fighter. I do like
her weapon. Her weapon's really interesting, and like I don't know what that is. But
it's like a surfboard sword, thing.
Yeah, but she's got like that sort of midriff showing like top that girls had in the '90s in anime.
Yeah, the like. Yeah, what the fuck do you call it? That's like where it's like raised above your body, so it's like there's a space, but it's not small, but it's like it's outwards.
Like, that's what every girl wears in Nadia, the Secret of Blue Water. Mm-hmm. That's
coming back now. A lot of VTubers do that now. It's good. I like it. There's some great big hair, It's the right mix of like they got 90s big hair, but it's not like fucked up like 90s faces like Gao Kaiser or something. It's like they're really getting into moe, like it's like cute good faces instead.
Crop top overhang. Thank you, Happy D. It's good to have somebody who's more of a degenerate than we are.
See, I knew that at one point, but I always forget the Gilbaru tags. Yeah, overhang.
That's no, it's totally it. I just Googled it. Yeah, nice. Cross-referenced this, and I can verify this claim. Damn.
Yeah, good transformation.
You brought up dot. What even is Dot Hack? Is Dot Hack an anime series or a game series?
What did it start as? I mean, it's definitely an anime.
Dot Hack is a Japanese multimedia franchise and encompasses two projects: Project Dot Hack and Dot Hack Conglomerate. That's a great title for anything. Primarily created by CyberConnect 2. Dot Hack, a series of 4 PlayStation 2 games. Hack Fragment, the first Hack MMO. Hack Enemy, a collectible card game. Hack Sign is an anime television series created by Koichi Mashimo. Let's see. I'm just perplexed by this.
Yeah, it's a multimedia project.
It's like a Persona?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it started as, but no, it's like an isekai. Like they're in the video game,
Okay, I like the character designs are interesting. At least they're not good, but they're interesting, which is what really matters. Anyway,
I think the games came after. The first game was like 2002. It says the Dot Hack anime was Hack Sign. Oh, that was 2002. It was like the same time. I thought it was earlier than that for some reason.
You know what? These designs are good. These designs in Galaxy Fraulein are good. I like these costumes. I think they look neat. I like their armor. I like the big shoulders. This is good. This all works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if we can watch it because it's too long, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what. Look at the last frame of the henshin, and then like the next frame after that is her standing there. Like this is like these are 2 subsequent frames. Like there's nothing between these. That's funny. So yeah, then they be the bad guy. I don't know who these 2 fucking sexy ass bridge bunnies are.
Bridge bunnies, yeah. I like the one on the right. I like her upset face. I like that she got the little frown.
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
How did any of these warships, like these massive
they were stealthed up
space vessels, how do these things factor into this?
They were the bad guys' ships.
This lady's dressed like a character from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I don't know who she is.
She's dressed like one of the deities gets trapped in Jaden.
Yeah, the eyeballs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one girl. I don't even know who this one is. I think one of the friends. One of the very minor friends.
I like her a lot. That's a good design.
Yeah.
I like the big frilliness. Yeah.
And then there's...
Yeah, if you just showed me stills from
here.
this, which is what we based whether or not we're going to watch this on, I would look at this and be like, this looks sick. All of this looks sick. But it's really, like, really devoid of content. And I wish I could have known more about any of these other girls and what they do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like 2 episodes. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Big crazy like robot ship things sometimes. But then also sometimes you got some like simple sleek robots. Some Neo robots.
It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's eclectic.
So you said that this isn't based on anything. This is like an original creation from
well, it's
Gundam
basically
guy?
it's basically they wanted to make a show out of his drawings of Mobile Suit Girls, but yeah, it's not in an existing universe. If this had come out in like 2002, like they would be doing homages to. I mean, they're already kind of doing that, but like it would be like a Nurse Witch Komuki thing, where like they're doing a specific show every episode or something like that.
Sure.
You know, we hadn't quite gotten to that level yet. But I didn't hate it.
Watchable for sure.
It was, yeah. It's silly.
It's just kind of like bad, like bad Sailor Moon, which is
with
still
robots.
Totally watchable. It's still totally watchable. Yeah, like bad Sailor Moon is still something that's enjoyable and low stakes, cute girls, get a couple of fights with low stakes. You know, a little bit of comedy. This one's got a little bit more space stuff, if that's your flavor. But yeah, it's pretty much unremarkable.
A blood-curdling scream from the villain as she perishes. I don't know why she decided to go.
Play that.
The JP or the EN?
Yeah, give me both. Let's play back to back.
Okay. Well, somewhere around. Is it here? No. It's later. There's more fighting. Oh, nope. I went too far. Is it here? Yeah. All right. Let's do Japan first. It's intense. Like again, reiterating, there's no stakes to the action going up to this.
No.
So that scream is just like, whoa, dude. And then the English one. Okay, that's more what I expected.
Very cartoony, sort of like
Yeah. Oh, I'll get you next time. Not like I'm being incinerated.
Yeah, that's a Rita Repulsa sort of scream there. Like that's.
Yeah.
Where are we in the season right now? I know that
a couple things have already aired.
Uzumaki show aired, right?
Yeah, I saw that. What else is going on? I was looking at. I was like, it's fall. There's gonna be a lot of shows, but I do the thing I always do, where I'm like coping, and I'm like, oh well, there's a lot of sequels. It's probably not even that many. There's a lot of sequels. I'm seeing a lot of sequels, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of sequels, but there's probably still gonna be like fucking 30 shows.
There's a show called Trillion Game. That's very funny.
That's gonna be so good, I bet.
Look at these. Look at the faces in this fucking thing. Holy shit.
Ooh. Oh God. Ew. What the fuck? I don't even want to put that on the screen.
Trillion Game by Madhouse.
Yeah. Rekishi ni Nokoru Akojo ni Naruzo. This young girl hates all those goody two-shoes heroines, so when she's reincarnated as Alicia, the villain in her favorite fantasy dating sim. All right. Okay, it's one of those.
Oh, great. Yeah, awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Saikyo no Shien Shoku, blah, blah. Noel is the grandson of legendary Seeker Overdeath and dreams of surpassing his strength.
Yeah.
But it turns out that Noel is nothing but a talker, the weakest class of them all. Oh, okay. Acro Trip. Chizuko, who lives in Sakai City, Niigata Prefecture, is an otaku girl who's a big fan of the magical girl Berry Blossom, who protects the city against the evil organization Fossa Magna. However, nobody was worried about the battle of the two anymore because Chroma, the wicked evil... Oh my god, this goes on for so long.
More sequels, please. More sequels. Fewer things for us to watch. I am begging you.
Uryu
Please,
Kamihate is a high
God.
school student striving to enter Kyoto University's medical school. After being raised in an orphanage, Uryu is taken by the chief priest at Amagi Shrine, where he begins to live as a freeloader and to cohabit with... Isn't it cohabitate with? Okay. All right. I don't know if they fuck him or not, but that might be interesting.
The setting is 15th century Poland.
What?
It was a time where heretical ideas led those who possessed such a mindset to being burned at the stake for their beliefs.
What's that sentence? Holy shit.
Wait, you don't understand? It was a time when heretical ideas led those who possessed such a mindset to being burned at the stake for their beliefs. Don't you understand? That's a clear, obvious, totally normal English sentence.
It's such a mindset.
You just got to get on that Sigma grind set. The protagonist, Raphael, a child... Raphael?
It's not Raphael. It's Raphael?
It's Raphael. It's probably Raphael, but it's got a weird L. There's a line through the L, so I don't know what that means.
What?
The protagonist, Raphael...
I guess they're Polish.
A child... They're all fucked up over there, man. A child prodigy is expected to major in theology, the most important subject at the time, at the university where he plans to skip a grade. One day, however, he comes across a mysterious man and is now studying a possible truth in the midst of heretical thought. That's a great translation. Is
this just some Polish guy who moved to Japan, or like a Polish Japanese person who's just like, I'm gonna bring atheism to modern Japan.
They were born. The original creator was born May 29th, 1997. Their name is Yoto.
Okay.
Japanese manga artist.
Happy's suggesting we watch the Don 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 trailer.
All right.
What do you think? Trailer 1, trailer 2, or trailer 3?
Trailer 2.
Yeah?
It's a sweet spot.
It does have the most views.
Yeah.
All right. Should I put it on the screen? Oh, it's Science Saru. All right, what's going on with this? I'll put it on the screen. I don't give a fuck.
アメリカ軍は UAP の存在を正式に認め宇宙軍を再編成しました。どう考えても宇宙戦争に備えてますよ。
ねえ、うざいんだけど。
This music's so
宇宙人は信じてないけど、幽霊は信じてる派だから。
いや、幽霊なんているわけないでしょ。
言っとくけど、うちのばあちゃん霊媒師。
何？
悪霊ならぶっ殺したぜ。こいつの中になんかいるぜ。
我々は友好的な人たちです。
は？私は選ばれたんだから美少女すぎるがゆえに。
ママ、キャワイウィーネ。ジジって呼んでね。
Yeah, it's giving good.
I like this.
Yeah, it's giving good. Oh yeah, big time.
That reminded me a lot of. That's not directed by Yuasa. He's retired right now. At least temporarily. Yeah, that looks silly. I like stuff like that.
That's gonna be sick. Yeah, I mean, we should probably watch some of Yuasa's stuff. Like I never watched Devilman Crybaby.
Kaiba and Devilman Crybaby. Yeah.
Yeah, because those are pretty short too. I don't know why we haven't seen them already.
I know.
I feel like everything of his that I've seen has been fucking sick. I'd like to keep your hands off Azuken. I thought that was good.
That was good.
Ping Pong the animation is like the best anime I've ever seen in my life.
Oh fuck, that show is so good, man.
I don't think about it as much as I should. It's like I just got tired of recommending it to people and nobody watching it. It's incredible.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those ones where like I think you just get it immediately if you watch it, right? You know, like
yeah, definitely. It's probably just hard to remember because I don't know. It's like ping pong. Just like yeah.
Is there a new Uzumaki trailer or anything we can watch real quick? Because this is like a pseudo we watched 2 episodes of anime here.
Yeah, I haven't seen Kimonozume either. Kimonozume. It's probably how you're supposed to say it. 3 weeks ago, Uzumaki trailer, official trailer. Here.
See what we got.
私の生まれ育った黒渦町。
最近やけに渦が多い。
これからお話しするのは
なんだあれは。
この町で起こった奇妙な出来事の数々です。
ダイヤマン、その背中どうしたんだ。渦巻きというものに何やら神秘的なものを感じるんです。いや、絶対に何か不思議な力が秘められてるに違いない。
渦の入り口に過ぎなかったということに。
額に何を隠している。
ちょうどいいわ。これを見ればあなたもきっと。
やっぱり渦巻きだ。
私たちはまだ気づいていませんでした。なんだか変なの。ちょっと私の顔見てくれない？
あなたやめて。いい加減にして。どうしようもないんだ。血をくれ。早く急げ。リコさんだわ。私の耳の奥の渦巻きに。
Long trailer.
早くこの街から脱出するんだ。手遅れになる前に。
Based on Junji Ito's spine-tingling manga comes the all-new limited series
They got my buddy Nick to do this
Japanese language premiere Saturday, September 28th at 12:30 on Toonami.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that looks exactly what that's supposed to look like. Yeah, I mean, getting some Aku no Hana.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, which we did an episode on Aku no Hana with Steven like nearly a decade ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. I'd be interested to hear what my thoughts were of that at the time. But that looks
I think that episode was mostly you guys arguing with me because I liked it slightly less than you.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the point, right? It's like that was the thing is that we would disagree on things. It was great. But
usually it would be us against Steven. That's the funnest one. I don't like it when you guys are against me.
Yeah, no. I feed off this shit. Okay. Yeah, that looks decent. I mean, I'm ready to go. I'm fucking ready to watch some goddamn anime, man. Like, I usually these seasons come around and I'm just like, I'm not ready for it, but I'm in like the perfect place right now where I'm like, I'm just in a complete holding state in my life. So let's just watch some goddamn anime.
I'm looking at more show synopses. This one says this anime story centers on Tsunehiro Sasaki, a university student with a large debt, and is told by his doctor that he only has 2 years left to live. All right, well, who cares about the debt then? Yeah, like, why even bring up the debt? Like, oh no, I have a huge debt and I'm gonna die.
Seems like you just rack that shit up, baby.
Yeah, keep on, yeah.
Go gamble a lot with money that's not yours. Literally go take a huge loan out.
I don't know how it works in Japan though. Like maybe your family does have to pay your debt. That doesn't really happen over here.
It seems certain.
That seems like the type of thing.
Yeah. Does your family inherit your debt? Japan, which kind of makes sense in like a totally objective way. But at the same time, obviously, you can't just make somebody else.
I mean, if you can inherit money and businesses and shit, then yeah, I mean, it seems like you should probably.
Yes, in Japan, heirs inherit both the assets and debts of the deceased. That sucks.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. That's a very Japanese thing, but I understand.
Yeah. That's the thing with Japan. Is like it's like 85 to 90%. You're like, oh hell yeah, and then there's like that remaining 10%.
And then it's
like, what?
and then it's like
what the fuck are you doing?
You gotta fax this perfect document to the guy, and if you don't do it correctly, it's gonna be you have to apologize to people.
That's hilarious. Yeah, like that is. How have they not done away with that?
But I mean, like, how many people even have like crippling debt in Japan? It's like I feel like very few people are going to let anything get to a level that is like an actual problem.
Well, based on the anime I've seen, a lot of parents leave their kids with debt.
Yeah,
okay. There's like a deadbeat dad that splits off and leaves their wife with a bunch of debt, and it's like, oh, now son, sorry, I have to whore myself out or leave you so that I can pay this debt. And then the mom gets killed by like a mob boss.
Name one show where any of this happens. This is not.
This is an example. It's not. Yeah.
The kids always have an apartment to themselves. They're fine.
Yeah. How do they manage that? That would have been sweet. You know who doesn't have an apartment to themselves? My 19-year-old fucking relative who thinks he's knocked a girl up right now.
Like you're not saying you're not even you're just like he thinks he did. You're very on the side of it not being.
I believe science. In this house, we believe science is real. My cousin's son
My cousin's got no sperms.
He ain't spunking nothing. Well, I'm stoked. I mean, you think we can do an episode next week?
Yeah. I'm not doing anything. I should be able to do that.
Yeah, dude.
I finished my raised garden bed, so now I have nothing to do after work.
You can start just digging.
I'm just gonna start digging a big hole. No, I got so many. I had to dig for the garden bed. There's so many rocks. You just hit rock instantly, and you gotta. I have I have one of those giant like iron rods that you use to dig holes, and like I was crushing up rocks, with that. I was making sparks and shit like this, and then like I don't like when you hit rocks that hard and make sparks and that much heat, like there's this sulfuric smell.
Oh
yeah,
quite satisfying actually. But like, we've talked about this before. How people who went westward, like people who like voyaged westward for a new life, like in the when during that era of America or pre-America, how when they got to California, they must have felt like they actually found the cradle of heaven. New York in the Northeast is like the polar opposite of that, where like the second you put a shovel anywhere, you're hitting rock. It sucks. It seems like it should be fertile, but it simply is not. It's like
there's tons of farming. Like it's for me, it's like one section of my yard is like all rock, but then if you go out, it's pretty normal, the rest of it.
But to scale, how many rocks you have to move out of the goddamn way to farm there is actually a lot. The only reason there's that much farming is that people had to deal with moving that many rocks. It's like it's part of the process of.
You think there's less rocks in California?
There are just literally less rocks in California. Yes, because of the way that the ice came down from the north. Like the way that it left sediment behind. California just has looser soil than we do, and where we did in New York.
California's like a desert. That's not even a good place to farm. Maybe Northern California.
Yeah, like we're talking about like the Salinas Valley. Yeah, like up north. Yeah, like San Francisco.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. No. If you end up going all the way down to San Diego, it's still pretty nice by the beach. But the second you leave the beach, you're like, it's dry. My skin's cracking. Okay. Fuck. Yeah, I'm ready to do
ready to enter the autumn zone.
I'm ready.
I'm psyched, dude. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, it's still
drinking. I'm gonna be drinking
93 degrees
drinks.
out. 93 degrees out every single day.
It's kind of been like 70 every day. It's actually pretty nice here.
Yeah.
I haven't had to turn the heat on.
We're nearly there. We're almost back down to the 80s. There was a brief period where it was in the low 80s every day. That was awesome. That felt really good. But,
that's goddamn.
I could almost leave my windows open. I could almost leave my windows open at night. That's like the ideal space. My parents are crazy. When I was up there over the summer, they just didn't use the air conditioning. Period. They would just leave their windows open every night. It would be like 78, and they would just leave the windows open. And
that's not a good. That's not a good sleep temp.
Lunatics.
Yeah.
They were just completely used to it. But it's like, dude, in Texas, it is 70 degrees in my apartment every single night when I go to sleep. Like 75 is already pretty hot now.
Yeah. But, I don't want to sleep 75.
Yeah. But it keeps going where it's like, once you get down, when it's like in the 50s, open your windows when it's in the 50s. Oh boy, that feels good.
Oh, I got too many stink bugs for that.
Well, you don't have like some screens on your windows?
They get through the screen. They get through everything. I don't know how they do it.
Damn, you gotta electrify. You just gotta attach a fucking car battery to those screens.
Like, yeah, I don't even know what they eat. I don't know if you can trap them. And you never see them eating. You know, they're always just like walking around. They're always slow. I fucking hate you always read about like invasive species and, you know, all this stuff, but like it never like affects you. Those stink beetles, the stink bugs are the only thing that is like, it's like a constant thing in my life where there's just always stink bugs fucking on every window, everywhere, all the time. It's
well, didn't
crazy.
You have those? You guys had those caterpillars a few years ago, but
yeah.
those aren't invasive. But those are like just like
they are invasive. But like they just have like a huge population boom for like 1 year, once every 8 years or whatever. And like that was weird. But they weren't like in your house and shit. They were just, you would be walking through the woods and they would destroy all the they destroyed all the leaves on people's trees and stuff, and there'd be trees covered
insane.
in them. It was. Did you see that? Were you here when that happened?
I came up at one point and it was like, what in the fuck
that was
is
the
going
craziest
on?
thing I've ever seen. Yes, but even that, like, I would take that over fucking just having these goddamn things in my house constantly.
The one for me is zebra mussels. Zebra mussels in Texas are.
Oh, you got those down there?
I went to a river. There's like where the river kind of like mellows out and is very slow, and the water just like kind of trickles along, and it's maybe like 5 feet, 6 feet deep. You can touch at the bottom, and it's a very nice place to swim because the water is very warm, and it's if you want to cool out, you can go to the middle, and the water goes down to like 80s or whatever, and at the edges the water's up in like the 90s. It's like bath water, but the rocks, all of the rocks are coated entirely in zebra mussels, which are the sharpest fucking things I have encountered in my life.
Oof.
I could spend a year sharpening a knife and never get anywhere close to the organic sharpness of these fucking mussels, man. So yeah, those are the things I've encountered that have been invasive that are most annoying by far. But anyway, fucking, we did it. We watched 2 episodes of anime, pat ourselves on the fucking back here. Okay, so he wants Kemono Zume OP for the ending of this stream. Okay, we did have something really good on deck, so you're depriving yourself. Maybe
did we? We just had another Nazi Zombies song. I thought.
No, we didn't. We had Screamo Jazz.
Oh, well, that was like a 30-second. What?
Right,
that's
enough for
that's
an
what you
outro.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll be coming back in festive fall mode, all pumpkined up.
Oh.
What?
Oh, I'm getting pumpkined up.
Yeah, with autumn shows, that'll be exciting.
まだ神が生き物の姿をとどめていた時代、捧げられた生贄の女を奪って逃げた男がいた。
Let's skip the first, say, 30 seconds of this. Okay, there we go. Follow me on Twitter. I retweet anime girls now.
Tweet occasionally every 6 months about a movie I saw. Shakira, but male.